Welcome to another video, the same every time, IGCSE Maths, GCSE Maths, looking at the kind of questions that, apart from the numbers, are the same every time. Learn how to do them, get yourself into the marks, get yourself into the grades. We're looking at probability tree diagrams, and the first part of this question is going to be to ask us to fill in the missing probabilities on this diagram. If you were watching the last video, we can already do a lot of this question without actually reading the question. The good news for tree diagram questions, I suppose, is that very often they phrase them like this. They give you the tree diagram partly filled in, you have to fill in the rest of the numbers. Remembering that on the pairs of branches, the probabilities add up to make 1. So in the first pair of branches, faulty, not faulty, we've got a 0.02. If I do 1 minus 0.02, that's going to give me 0.98. So I have a 0.98 just there. And on this set of branches, faulty, not faulty for machine B, if I do 1 minus 0.05, then I've got 0.95. So the pairs of branches that are next to each other have probabilities adding up to make 1. And since the probabilities are given to us as decimals in this case, I'm going to write my answers as decimals. Now I've done that, I can go back and read the question, or start to read the question. Machine A and machine B make bottles. The probability that a bottle made by machine A is faulty is 0.2. There you go, we see that one. And the probability that a bottle made by machine B is faulty is 0.5. Complete the probability tree diagram. Well, actually, nothing's changing, is it? The probabilities are not changing here. So, probability of faulty for machine B is just going to be 0.05 again, and not faulty, 0.95 again. So, in this case, it's a reasonably straightforward example. Sometimes the probabilities change because of what happens in the first set of branches, but in this case, that doesn't happen. So, as you know, what I like to do, well, if you watch the first video, what I like to do with these is write down all of the possible options before I move on with the next question. Then I know that I've got myself organized, I'm not going to miss anything out or make any mistakes. So let's see exactly what can happen here. We can be faulty on machine A and then faulty on machine B. So faulty and faulty. Faulty on machine A, faulty on machine B. The second option, faulty on machine A, not faulty on machine B. So faulty and not faulty. And then not faulty on the first one, on machine A. So not faulty and faulty on machine B. And lastly, not faulty on machine A, and then not faulty on machine B, so not faulty and not faulty. So I have all my options written down, and that's going to help me with the next part of the question. By the way, it doesn't even matter if you're not sure what faulty actually means, because you can still fill in the diagram, can't you? So with these maths questions, you don't have to understand every individual word to be able to do the question. Anyway, Shazia takes at random 1 bottle made by machine A, 1 bottle made by machine B. Work out the probability that at least one of these bottles is faulty. Sometimes in probability, we have to understand the words, and at least one is a form of words that we may well see. So at least one means 1 bottle or more than 1 bottle. So 1 or more is faulty. So at least 1 means 1 or more. So 1 or more is faulty. So one of them is faulty, or more than one of them is faulty. So looking at my options, here we have 2 faulty bottles, so that qualifies as more than one. One or more, yes, there's one faulty there. There's one faulty in this. Not faulty and not faulty, that one doesn't count because, well, there's nothing faulty in that particular option. So one or more bottles are faulty. I have 3 possible options. Now I have to work out the probability of each of those options. And remember, if we're going left to right on the tree diagram, we multiply. So faulty and faulty is this and then this. So that's going to be 0.02 and, or times by 0.05. Then remember we add, if we're going down the options, like that, then we add. So let's see what's the next possibility. Faulty and then not faulty. So faulty and not faulty, 0.02 times 0.95. So 0.02 times by 0.95. And another plus for or for the final option, which we have to go down there, not faulty and faulty. So we go back up there again. So 0.98 times by or and 0.05. So it looks like a calculator job for this one. Try it with me. Make sure you can get the answer. 0.02 times 0.05 plus 0.02 times 0.95 plus 0.98 times 0.05. Okay, well, my calculator immediately gives me the answer as a fraction, but since I have been given decimals in the question, I think I will leave my final answer as a decimal. So that's what I got, 0.069 for that question. If the video was useful to you, then please press the like button. Please also subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. I will return in the next video.